You ever wonder how a hacker can hit a network and just vanish? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on the invisible world of wireless hacking. We're going to see how they become digital ghosts and why finding them is one of the biggest challenges in cybersecurity. So let's start with the big question. How do you catch a ghost? Now, this isn't just a fun thought experiment. It is the absolute daily nightmare for security professionals. A burglar might leave a footprint. A hacker on a wired network might leave an IP address. But a wireless hacker, they can literally just dissolve into thin air, leaving no trail, no breadcrumbs, nothing that leads back to a person or a place. And this right here is the core of the problem. It all comes down to a fundamental imbalance that's totally stacked in the attacker's favor. See, in a wired network, you have to physically plug in somewhere. But in the wireless world, an attack can come from absolutely anywhere in radio range. A parked car down the street, an apartment in the next building, even a drone flying overhead. This gives the attacker a massive, massive advantage before the fight even begins. Okay, so what are we really talking about here? Because this goes way, way beyond somebody just piggybacking on your Wi-Fi. This is about a deliberate, calculated strategy of creating a digital illusion. The key word to focus on here is active. This isn't just passive hiding like putting on camouflage. It's about actively manipulating radio waves and network rules to fool the very systems that were built to catch them. They're not just hiding, they're creating a false reality. And you have to understand, the consequences here are, well, they're terrifyingly real. We're not just worried about stolen data anymore. A successful, untraceable attack could shut down a power grid, it could tamper with life-saving hospital equipment, or bring the entire financial system to a grinding halt. The stakes, honestly, couldn't be any higher. So how do you actually become a digital ghost? Well, it starts not in the digital world, but right here in the physical one. It all begins by manipulating the actual radio signals that are flying through the air. Think of it like a spy trying to operate in a crowded room. First, they whisper. They turn down their transmission powers so low that their signal just blends into all the other random background radio noise. Then, they use a special directional antenna to aim that whisper right at their target, kind of like using a laser pointer, so none of the security sensors in the room even notice. And finally, they don't give a long speech. They talk in short, quick bursts of data to minimize the chances of anyone catching. And this right here, this is the ultimate physical disguise. Just being on the move. An attacker in a car is a defender's worst nightmare. I mean, think about it. By the time security has a chance to maybe triangulate their position, poof, they're already miles away. It's such a simple concept, but it completely defeats most static security setups. But, hiding in the physical world, that's really only step one. To become a true digital ghost, the attacker has to go deeper. They have to manipulate the very fabric of the signal itself. And to do this, hackers use two really clever but totally opposite techniques. On one side, you've got frequency hopping. Just imagine trying to listen to a conversation that's jumping to a different radio channel 100 times every second. To anyone trying to eavesdrop, it just sounds like random, meaningless blips of static. The other approach is direct sequence spread spectrum. Instead of jumping around, the hacker takes their signal and spreads it out so wide and so thin that it just looks like a tiny increase in the normal background noise. So one is like a ghost that's constantly moving, and the other is a ghost that's perfectly camouflaged. And for the final piece of the illusion, the ghost needs a fake ID. By constantly changing its device's unique digital fingerprint, the MAC address, it becomes impossible to track over time. But here's the kicker, the really wild part. Your smartphone is probably doing this exact thing right now to protect your privacy when you connect to public Wi-Fi. So a hacker's evasion tactic has become a standard privacy feature, which makes it incredibly difficult for security systems to tell the good guys from the bad guys. Okay, so with attackers whispering, moving around, hopping between frequencies, and constantly changing their ID, how in the world do defenders even begin to hunt for these ghosts? Well, the defenders aren't completely helpless. They have three main tools in their ghost hunting kit. They can measure how long a signal takes to arrive, the direction it came from, or just how strong it is to try and figure out a location. But, and this is a huge but, the attackers know exactly how each of these tools works, and more importantly, how to exploit their weaknesses. Fooling signal strength? Easy. We already saw how they can just turn down the power. But even the more advanced methods have a massive Achilles heel. And that Achilles heel has a name. It's called multipath. See, in any real-world place, like a city or even just inside a building, radio signals don't travel in a nice, clean, straight line. They bounce off of everything: walls, windows, cars, you name it. This creates a kind of digital hull of mirrors, with echoes and ghost signals arriving from all directions at different times. It completely messes up the defender's measurements and sends them chasing shadows, while the real attacker just slips away. So what all of this leads to is a pretty harsh reality. Wireless security isn't really a problem you can just solve. It's a permanent, constantly escalating arms race. That imbalance we talked about at the beginning, it's on full display here. An attacker can use cheap, off-the-shelf hardware and free open-source software to launch incredibly sophisticated attacks. They only have to find one tiny crack in the armor. The defenders, on the other hand, have to protect a massive, complex, and ever-changing wireless world from every possible threat, both the ones they can see and all the ones they can't. It is a relentless game of cat and mouse. And that leaves us with a really critical question to think about. As we build out our smart cities, our connected cars, our automated homes, our reliance on wireless is just exploding. And the big takeaway here is that with every new wireless device we add, with every new connection we make, we have to ask ourselves, are we also building new invisible backdoors for the ghosts in the machine?